welcome to Tuesday Q&A. I'm your host, Roland. Sitting to the left or right of me, perspective is weird, is Ursinity. Ursinity, how are you? How are you?
I'm grand. I'm good. I'm dandy.
Grand.
Any kind of positive adjective.
Yeah, I want to catch you on a bad day where you're like, you know what?
Well,
Not
the
fucking
thing is,
good. Don't want to talk about it. That's
that
what I'm
doesn't make
looking
for good podcasts, though. Like,
sure it does. I bitch all the time. Oh,
I know. That's why,
it's
like,
good podcast.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this because when we were talking about during our pre-show, but it's like just like any job, right? Like you got to be on when you need to be on. You can't like be like, oh, I don't feel well today. Like I can't.
I really don't. I just woke up from a nap like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, and then like but you're ready to go, right? So you got to like get it done, right? So you can't like show up on a podcast and be like, oh, I'm sad. I'm having a bad day. I don't want to talk. That's not like it's not like you're not going to do it, right? So you just got to be happy and you got to be good for it. Also, I'm just a happy person because being negative is not productive.
It isn't productive. It's not logical. I mean, Ursi is a robot. We've figured this out. I've yet to find like the kill switch so we can like be like,
yeah,
like the
we'll
code.
See.
You know, we can like plug it into his neck and it's just like Ursi bot. But it's not logical to be sad for sure.
It's just
and
it's
being
just
a robot, you know, not productive, not logical. Why would you be sad when you're happy? You're getting a lot more things done.
It's just I don't know. Like
I don't know either.
I'm just not a very emotional person because
neither am I.
Like
neither am I.
That's like
all.
Like I like to complain about small things. That's like cathartic. Like playing Dota. Like you like to complain about Dota because at the end of the day, it's just Dota. But I hate when people. I shouldn't say I hate when people complain about their problems. A lot of people complain about real life problems that they could be like doing work on while complaining, but instead they're just complacently complaining. Not to minimize anybody's actual real life problems. I realize I'm just
addicted
saying,
to drugs. Fuck, I need to get this figured out.
I think more about like small and medium scale problems where people are like,
is that like a large scale? Is that something I should get figured out soon?
Well, there's a very, very big difference between a problem that is rooted in like an actual mental state and just like a problem like, oh, I didn't study and therefore I did bad on my test because I went out drinking instead or something. Like,
God, I wish I could go out drinking.
I can already feel like I'm misspeaking and gonna like vaguely offend somebody, but that's my approach at least as a.
I wish I could be like, Ursi, let's go grab a beer. Like, where's Hyperloop or whatever from Elon Musk? Like, I want to be able to go grab a beer with you and Denny. And then Proud can like munch on a carrot or whatever the fuck he does. I don't know, dude. Yeah. But like
that sounds about
I want to do that. Denny, I need to be taken out for a drink, dude. Where you at on that front, dude? I'm chiseled down to the bone, dog.
Life is full of struggle.
You keep saying that, but let me throw some struggle your way, okay? Why don't I pop a baby in your room, dude?
No, why don't fun. That's why I don't have one. Is I am not prepared for that. I like how things go. That's
so they were for real when they're like, be careful, make sure you want a baby before you have a baby. I did want to have a baby
soon. All right,
like tonight. And there's guzzle. All right, that's probably good because I'm already in the doghouse.
Yeah, let's not get further in there. We need you to be out of the doghouse so that you can do things for us.
You know what I'm in the doghouse for?
Not really. Do I?
Taking a nap.
Important.
Taking a nap. That's what I'm in the doghouse for.
Naps are for children, not for adults. I'm just kidding. Naps are.
When I get really tired. Serious though, like I just got to a point where I was just like, ooh, ate some lunch and just, you know, out I was. And it was horrible. Anyway, we are Tuesday Q&A, or DotP Q&A, excuse me. We're a Dota 2 podcast where we answer questions about Dota 2. I mostly jib and jab.
Somebody needs to do it.
And then Ursi actually does the talking portion, which is the valuable bit of this show. But
well,
we have some cool questions coming in today. I like a few of them. I'm not going to say which.
A few of them?
I like a few of them, of the call-ins. That way, you know, you're always wondering, like, which ones? A few of them. A few of them. One of them is kind of hard to answer. I'll say that. Anyway, Ursi, last week, how's it been? Let's get this over with.
Fine, not too exciting. I mean, you asked me this yesterday because I was on Proudland. As a
No, but
guest,
then I was like,
and
wait. We'll save it till Tuesday Q&A.
Basically, not. I went to a Cinco de Mayo party. That was fun. But that was like relaxed and not like nothing crazy happened. It was.
Did you
like,
1v1 mid anybody?
No, it's just a bunch of white people drinking tequila, which is truly what Cinco de Mayo is all about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I forgot one last thing of business before we get started. So, our $50 reward on Patreon.com or Defense of the Patient or on Patreon.com/defense. /Defense of the Patients is Feast or Famine, $50, where you 1v1 mid me, best of 3. And if I win, I get to glow on and on and on. If you win, I give you 1 minute where I talk about what happened and where things went wrong. Well, my first Feast or Famine was against Lynx Clone, or Lynx. He's a smite caster. He's a really cool guy. And it was pretty surprising what happened. So, game 1, it was he picked Sniper and I picked Rubik. And that's because he was like, I know how I'm going to get you. And because he wanted to like get long range. Problem was with Rubik is I was just building a bunch of null talismans. And the second I was close enough for a telekinesis, I just like telekinesis, right click, phase bolt. Fade bolt. And got him there. And then game 2 was a really, really good game. I was playing IO and he played it's the losses that you're he beat me on an IO really well. Oh God, I don't have it pulled up in front of me. I thought my memory would serve me well.
If you were playing IO mid on anything, because IO mid is like the worst thing I've ever heard.
He beat me handily. I think he's in here. He's in here. He'll get to what he beat me on. And then game 3 just went to.
He beat you on Disruptor, the Ursinity special.
Oh yeah, and he did call it the Ursinity special, and he's like, "I'm gonna do exactly what Ursinity did." Can you look up game 3 here? Because I'm drawing a blank here as well. I went a more try-hardy hero and just kind of won.
So you're not taking this like it's not real 1v1s. It's just like for fun.
They're 1v1 solo mids. They are for fun. But the thing is, he's like
they're not mirror matchups, so they're not like
it's
not an accurate representation of skill. It's just like, hey, let's hang out in 1v1.
And the thing, I'm very lenient. Like I'm gonna let you pick my mid.
I would hope so.
I'm gonna let you pick my mid. I'm gonna let you pick your mid. Obviously, I'm gonna let you pick side, and we're gonna do a best of 3. I will play any hero mid. So if you just want to trash me and then I get 60 seconds about it, there you go. Anyway, Lynx took a game off me, and he doesn't play Dota 1/1,000,000th as much as I do. So with that disruptor, and it was good. He got like a glimpse into like a Q, and I was like, no, and died.
It's good, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Okay, so if you want a 1v1 mid me or anybody else, I'm sure most people would do this Feast or Famine. The thing is, you're going to get like actual people trying hard, doing well. I'm going to just go the goofy approach.
I can't tarnish my reputation by like screwing around.
Yeah, like Ursi's gonna pick Lena. He's gonna be ready to go.
I mean, I wouldn't do that because that's not how you play 1v1s. You do mirror matchups. That's how 1v1s are played.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I know.
It was fun. Like my IO spirits trying to attack a disruptor.
I'll play regulation, and Rowan will play pickup.
Yeah,
basically.
For sure. I guess it would be like pickup, wouldn't it?
Okay. It's like a casual fun thing. Anyway, let's talk questions in Dota 2.
Well, we have a good or garbage. Yeah. Let's get to this good or garbage. It's okay.
Is it?
Okay. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Witch Doctor mid.
Garbage. Doesn't scale. Mediocre.
Yeah, I would say, and I feel like there's a lot of RNG with his ult. Like, I understand the reason for sending Witch Doctor mid. It's the same reason to you send Shadow Shaman. There's RNG with what his Death Ward targets.
Roland, you control the ward. It is a ward. You click on it and you can right click and you can target the ward that way.
It's been RNG for me until now. It's been RNG.
I've heard like 4,000 and higher MMR players say that same sentence. So this is a common misunderstanding, but no, the ward is perfectly targetable.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my bad. Silencer with Rotovatos. I don't.
Good. I like it.
Good. Sniper safe lane.
It's passable. I'd say good.
Its win rate is lower. Its win rate is lower than mid sniper.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely worse than mid sniper for sure. But it's perfectly pickable if the game calls for it.
Banning Roland from Red Bull.
Garbage. I don't know how we'd get anything done.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder about things in my life. I'll tell you that much.
That sounds dangerous.
Battle Cup levels past 500 at this point. 5/8 2017. Oh yeah, you're a sympathizer. You're a sympathizer. I forgot.
I'm only at 200 right now.
I know, but if the second box has like some sweet cosmetic in it that you totally want, you're gonna drop some money.
I'm gonna pull a Grouty. Yeah, and I was thinking about it the other day when it came out, and I think I'm comfortable getting around 500, but I don't want to intentionally break 1,000 this year. Like I already have
Don't you have two Aegises?
No, I have one. I bought like nothing last year because I was paying to go to TI, so I saved all my money. So I think last year I only got into like 300 or something. This year I have more spending money, so I'm not. It depends on the cosmetics, really. Like as long as the only things that I really want from the compendium itself are I need to get the 250 for the Kunkka Immortal. I think it's 250 somewhere around there. I want to get the Kunkka Immortal.
It's gold level. Gold is 250.
Yeah,
that's like your new tier is gold.
Yeah, and so I expect I'll probably end up around somewhere around 500 once all the chests are out, and unless they suck, obviously.
I'm seriously considering getting level 1000 because I figure like, say I go to the doctor tomorrow for a mole on my back or something, and it's like holy shit, metastasized cancer. I want to at least have like a Charlie. Your father fought in a great war, and here was his medallion, and it's an Aegis. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or, alternatively, a second life. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. You know what to know? So, it's funny you mention that, actually, because I have my Aegis in its like little case in my room, and my mom saw it one day and was like, what's that? I was like, oh, it's the thing from TI, and it's like, oh, you won that. And I was like, no, I didn't win that. I spent like $400.
The complete opposite. Like, here's winning, and here's losing, and here's what I did.
yeah. I did not even compete.
Oh, man.
So I had that moment just a lot less uplifting. It was more like a harsh reality kind of thing.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, banning cosplay talk and memes for a week.
Good.
Who does the cosplay talk and memes?
I mean, everybody does.
Oh, like in Twitch chat? Like, is that what they mean? Like,
just .p.
Like on shows
in general.
I never talk about either of those things, except for
not necessarily shows. I assume we're talking about like community and everything. Memes, I'm down with banning. I've gotten more
to moderate that though. No, garbage, dude. Garbage on the moderation.
I wish Discord had a feature, and maybe it does. I wish you could like censor certain words, and so we could actually do something like that and be like, all right, we are going to a memeless week. Can you actually do that?
Yeah, we have a guy. His name is Captain Silverfox, who is a fucking genius, and he understands really well how to do that. Yeah, you could block out any word you wanted. You could if you
I mean, I wouldn't do that just because I'd rather ban people that say stupid things. But
I would rather have a robot stop them, and then if they really want to get it through, where like they put like space bar in between, you know, like a space key.
And then weed people out. Like,
have we weeded people out? There's like two people who have been banned ever.
But yeah, but if we
we're not some master race here.
If we had a bot doing it, then we would have those people still in our community, just quieter. And the whole point is that, we don't want people that are going to say ignorant things or be mean to be ruining
I'll
other
tell you,
people's time.
there are like 4 people that
Yeah.
you're gone. You are gone very soon. I promise you, because you're gonna fuck up again. That's the thing. That's the great thing about it, and you're just gonna be gone, and that's gonna be great. And I'm going to take some catharsis. What do you catharsis?
Catharsis. Catharsis. It is a cathartic thing.
A cathartic catharsism. I'm going to take some catharsisism from it, okay?
I told you the right way to say that word like 5 times. It's catharsis. The thing, so I was actually talking about this with Leaky Peachy, who is one of the managers of Desolades, regarding Discord and like improvements to Discord, because Discord is a lovely service, but it does have a few like moderation tools that are non-existent. It would be nice to have a pop-up whenever somebody's joining our server, or any server for that matter, with basically like a terms of service that just says like our 3 rules or whatever. Like, hey, don't be racist, don't be homophobic, don't be like sexist. Or
if you do,
and then like, yeah, that way people
out of a
know.
cannon.
That way people know. So
But
that,
shouldn't?
Like,
do we need to tell you that? Like,
Well,
if you need
idiot 15-year-olds.
If you need to be told that, this is not the place for you. Okay, moving on.
But that would be
Lotus
nice. Discord,
Lotus Orb before Ags when using Ags carrier. So basically, when you're on an Ags hero. Lotus Orb before Ags.
That's so vague.
It's super vague and it's way too situational. Like, it depends. Like, what do they have? Why would I get a Lotus Orb? Lotus Orb isn't good every
How
single
good
game.
your Ags is.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's necessary, like Lotus Orb is a god tier item in some games.
If not Ags user, then Lotus before Greaves. How did we get these questions on here? Obviously, we have a shitty producer. These are bad questions. Moving on. Bristleback quill spray
I feel
radius
like that's just an
increase.
actual question, not a good or garbage.
Yeah, it's like a question that we should like expound upon. Bristleback quill spray radius increase.
Good. It's way good. It's scary.
It is.
Bristleback
Isn't it like
legit
75?
I hate it.
Isn't it like 75?
It's a lot. I think they only increase it by like 50, but it's 50 circular, so it accumulates.
Radius. Yeah, we understand how.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like for
Pi squared. Pi squared. Yeah. Roaming CM.
man. Good.
Roaming CM.
God's here. Good.
Yeah, indeed. Battle Fury in 7.05.
Bad garbage. Better than 7.04, still pretty bad.
Voting IO for Arcana, there isn't even the option.
Yeah, you can't do that, so good.
Voting a support hero for Arcana.
Good. You're doing the Lord's work.
I'm trying to think. Like, Lion deserves an Arcana. Lion has put in enough work to... As far as support, like, Lion deserves an Arcana as much as Sven deserves an Arcana. Like, those heroes are iconic. Those heroes have put in a ton of legwork to making this game what it is today. Wraith King as well. I want an Arcana that turns him into a skeleton. Where he's still called Wraith King, but it turns him into a skeleton.
Yeah,
so you can kind of like, get like through like all those legal boundaries. And because when he looked like a skeleton, he looked awesome. I only got like three games on him until they changed him to Wraith King.
Oh.
And then it was just like,
all right.
I liked him Skeleton King.
I'm not a Lion fan, I'll be honest. But I would support Arcana is never going to win because, the vast majority of people just like to play carries, and it's more like, that's the reason why support is not a contested role in most games, right?
Well,
and so that's why people vote for these boring crap heroes like Juggernaut, which I love the Juggernaut.
Oh, come on. Boring crap heroes. You know what's a boring crap hero is Monkey King. That's a boring crap hero. But they didn't even give us a choice on that one.
He was getting released.
And then same with techies, yeah. I feel like a mid also could deserve it. A hardworking mid.
TA.
Well, another mid. Like what? Like there's.
Shadow Fiend has an Arcana.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. Shadow Fiend and Lena, right? Those are the only two.
Lena has an Immortal that's $35. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, it's shitty. Yeah, it's real shitty. But the way you have your Lena dressed up.
My Lena's great.
Your Lena. Okay. Moving on. Before I shouldn't have said that. It's like that is.
You talk about my cosmetics, boy.
Yeah, that is like when I don't have the right. Anyway, Roland is the best meepo ever.
Good, because now that you're never gonna play it again, it's like a mythos.
Yeah,
Like, you don't have to prove anything.
Like 3 years from now, people just turn into like these meepos where it's like apparently they're just building Scotty and they don't give a shit. They just hit towers. That's all they do. They don't even level things. They just leave points out, which is the weirdest thing. Monkey King support.
Good. Great.
I would say only way. I would say
Basically,
only
yeah.
way. Today I played Drow support, which turned into me just getting flamed as Drow jungle, because we needed a silence is what I determined, and we needed some extra damage for the sniper because this guy was gonna Monkey King safe lane, and I was like, okay, well at least I can like knock him back from him. I can, frost arrow so he can get his Jingu off is what I was thinking. And anyway, the enemy team picked Monkey King, and then he had to go Luna, and then it turned into a semi actual real game. Diffusal on PA.
Garbage. Almost always. I mean, if you need a diffusal, she can do it, but I would say garbage.
I don't know what they mean by AMD Ryzen hype. So Ryzen is a new. Isn't Ryzen a CPU? I believe Ryzen is CPU and not GPU.
AMD is something computer related.
AMD is GPU. Well, AMD used to be a lot of things, but AMD is GPU. So Ryzen. I don't know how it's pronounced. Computer. Hold on. Let me get to the bottom of this because I don't think it's has anything to do with AMD, but I haven't been watching. Oh no, it is. It's a mixture with AMD. Oh, so AMD Ryzen. Never mind. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have sold on my AMD. They're trying to go up against Intel.
And so it's hype. I'm excited for them.
Why would no go with like Intel? Sorry, Intel will always be better. This is garbage on behalf of Ursi.
Okay, I certainly don't know.
I would never ever trust any other company other than Intel with my CPU. So yeah, but let's see. Hold on, I used to watch. Let's see what their stock's at. AMD. I used to watch this. Hold on, it's right here. Ooh, they're down. Okay. Yeah, they're way down. I feel good about selling. So, yeah, this Ryzen isn't going to help. I haven't heard much about it. Of course, they're going to make it look all cool. Garbage. Sorry. Using MMO mice for Dota.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
I swear by it.
I was like, wait, like little lab rats? And I was like, no, Roland, you idiot.
Like a Naga.
My thumb does not have enough strength. Like, I need like a thumb montage where it's like beep, 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 and it's just like clicking buttons and like, okay, Roland, faster. Like my thumb does not have the dexterity needed to use one of those mice.
Yeah, I'm used to it from years of raiding, and before that I played guitar for a long time. So
I play guitar too.
Finger.
But you did finger picking. I just grabbed a really heavy, a 7.62 is what I used, and just I never was like bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum.
Yeah. Oh, I learned how to play guitar like learning how to play blues guitar, and then like other kind of like subtler stuff. That's not blues.
That's a little bluesy.
No, I mean, I feel so bad whenever I talk about playing guitar because I'm so bad now, but I had potential and I squandered it. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, last one. New underwater map for the battle pass.
Good. Apparently, it's higher
I love
FPS
it.
than the regular ones.
The best FPS I've ever had. And tell somebody. So when you walk into that water map or the underwater map, there is no water in the river. There is no water in the river.
Higher FPS.
But the second somebody, and it pisses me off, the second somebody goes in there and drops one of their stupid fucking vials, I drop 25 FPS. Because then it fills it with water. Then it fills it with like a thin layer of water. And Pimp Muckle did something about this, that water is the reason that a lot of these maps suffer.
Yeah.
Because water is a hard thing to render, and computer stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have not used it yet. Because
Are you level 150?
I am. I'm well past it.
It's weird.
Don't want to use.
It's weird. It's weird.
like the first time I saw it, I could not tell what part of the map I was looking at, and immediately I was like, I don't want that. I appreciate that it's pretty, whatever. Maybe I'll use it in unranked sometime. But if I'm playing a real game and I'm trying to focus, I don't want the map to be consequential to my play, right? Like I've played thousands of games on this map.
You're absolutely right.
Like that's why I don't use anything other than
a pro would never use even Immortal Gardens. I'm sure, right?
No, I mean Immortal Gardens is optimal. We'll do that because the trees are better for tree paths.
And they're like nice and square, you know,
in certain areas. That's like a super minor thing, but also just pretty.
I mean, but you get so used to that map.
Some maps are just too far aflung from the basics.
This is the furthest aflung map I've ever played on, but it's really cool, and I love the Metal Great River. Anyway, our first caller today is Flutter, MMR 2750. Flutter, thank you for dealing with us. What's your question?
Hey guys, so my question is, if you could spend one day with a Dota hero, who would it be, and what would you spend the day doing?
Oh boy.
Ooh. Okay. I've got my answer right away.
Okay. I have a couple of answers.
I would spend my time with Naga Siren. Okay. And I'd be like, yo, Naga Siren, can we just go ahead and put everybody in this house to sleep real quick and hang? And then she'd be like, wah! And put everybody in my house in like that stasis sleep. And then I could feel alone.
Wow. That was depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, but she has to do that the whole time.
Brewmaster and be like, hey babe, going on a trip. Brewmaster, what you got in there? He's like, dude, I got these shrooms. If you want to try them too, they go great with my beer. And he'd be like, no, thank you, just the beer. I like that you just he's just a guy with alcohol, and you just assume that he like has alcohol is the gateway drug. Okay,
yeah, that's fair.
People say pot's the gateway drug. Baloney. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, so my picks, let's see. If I had to say, oh man, I feel like I'd like to hang out with Bane. Just
Why?
Because I really like it.
Because you guys are both cool. like you need to hang out with like a robot.
Like Bane.
Are there any robot heroes? There's people that drive in robots. Because Tinker isn't a robot.
My other pick would be Alchemist, and I would just go and make money and have that one day, and I assume I just make bank, and then I would.
Well, Alchemist or the ogre, because you need
the rest of my life.
You need the ogre. You'd have to kick the guy off the top of the ogre.
Package deal, right? Like they're attached, basically.
Well, where are you gonna sit? I mean, I know you
sit anywhere. I'm gonna be like, hey, go outside, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I got all this gold. I'm like, okay, good. You're disappearing in 3 hours, so give it my way, and then I'm rich, right? And then I don't have to worry about anything.
And I guess it's gold, and gold. I can tell you the price of gold right now. Gold is good. I'm not going to do that, actually.
Or I'd spend my time with Lena, and because she's the best.
And it's like, remember that one time when you light striked a raid, but it was really me light striking a raid with you, and then we got the triple kill, and she'd be like,
we just hang out and make
fanboys.
We just make fun of CM. Or like maybe it's like I don't know. I don't want to think too much about my own psyche that choosing Lena who's like sadistic, but you know, it'll be fine. Well, it'll work out. But I don't think this is a real life concern of mine, so I'm just gonna say Lena and Alchemist. Naga was a decent pick though.
Man, I was gonna go down like a path that I'm kind of glad I didn't.
I'm glad.
What about you, Flutter?
For me, it would be either Sven. Just working out with Sven, especially if he had Ags, would be crazy. So if you ulted with Ags, you can live like a car.
That's better than steroids. That's way better than steroids.
Can you metagame and like pick the day that they come to hang out with you? Because you could like join some crazy competition or like do anything really and call them in and be like, all right, I'm calling Sven in on July the 23rd because that's when the weightlifting competition is. And then you'd set like world records and then make
I don't know, dude. There's some strong people
down to making money. Nobody's stronger than Sven, Roland. Okay, Mr.
I don't know.
Mountain is not going to beat up Sven.
I'm talking like those guys that do like the weightlifting contest where like they have the giant boulders and they have to like heave them onto the thing, and they just
Sven
get higher each time.
Living, all right, he's better.
Who knows what those guys do for a living? Who knows what those guys do for a living?
They lift weights.
Flutter, thank you so much for your question.
No problem.
Alrighty, let's read with our mouths. Wait, put that back to the camera. What is that? What are you drinking?
Arizona green tea. What do you think I'm drinking?
Oh, okay. I was like, it's
Roland.
I wasn't alcohol. I was just. It looked good. It looked appetizing. Didn't look like it wasn't an alcohol thing. Even though we know what's in there with that drink.
Yeah, you caught me. I have spiked green tea. Jeez. You
Read with our mouths.
God, all right. I don't even get on that tangent. All right.
I'm making you out to be an alcoholic. Is that what you were gonna say?
Well, that's been like months and months going. Okay, because we always talk about like for any person that does anything, right? They build up a personality that is just an exaggeration of their like personal
actual
being.
personality.
Yeah, and so like it started with like you making that up. Now it's moved to the robot stuff. I don't even know what the third arc of Ursinity
Dude, you don't like. They forgot to put in your emotion chip when you were going down like the factory line of Ursinities. A lot of them are buried. A lot of the Ursinity bots are buried, and like the second coming is actually just Ursi bots coming up, and they're just like, no, and they're just like, don't you like K-pop? It's my favorite. And you're just like, run! It's Ursi bots. You're just like the first one to be tested.
We'd have our own little island, and we'd be the best.
Oh, you would love yourself. You would love yourself.
Dude,
Could you imagine hanging out with yourself?
Oh, it'd be
You
perfect.
guys would just
We'd be the best duo Q team ever. Like me and
You'd
Proud
just be
are pretty
complimenting-
good. Me and me are even better.
Yeah, I don't think I'd get along with myself, but I think you would get along with yourself really well.
Yeah.
I think I would hate myself. I think I'd be like, Roland is such a little bitch, dude. He's constantly complaining. I can't use that word, and I'm sorry for using that word. I told people I wouldn't. But Roland is such a little wuss. I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's emotional. Anyway, sorry. Go on. Read with our
Yeah,
mouths.
it'd be a wild ride. Anyway, from Doms. Hey guys, I'm Doms from Hong Kong, a small city in China. Don't think it's that small. Thank you though.
I think he's being funny.
Facetious.
I was gonna say facetious, but I used it earlier. But I realized that was when we weren't live, and I don't want to be like the facetious guy. I do know what facetious means.
Okay, so Dom says he started listening to DotP since 7.0 came out, and I've been loving every moment of the show. Thank you. My current MR is 3460, and here's my question. Whose ags do you think are being slept on right now? For example, nobody cared when Centaur ags came out. Then at DAC, everybody started buying it, and the frog had to nerf it. Thanks for awesome shows, and keep going. All the best, Doms. Okay. Let's see.
I've got one.
That's a good question. So there's a lot of ags that are really good, but are not picked up. CM ags is rarely picked up right now, but this new CM ags is quite good.
Magnus.
No.
Listen. I solemnly swear there will be a strategy with Drow and Centaur together, because I have never seen such destruction between Drow ags and Centaur ags. Centaur throws some power on Drow, and it is like every arrow is like 15 meteors hitting Earth or Gaben's green land. It is insane. I've try that. I would say that Drow is a sleeper ags. I would not say that Magnus is a sleeper ags.
Yeah, it's Drow. It's pretty legit.
But together, I think the ags that is overutilized is Zeus's. I think it's garbage.
Oh, really? I've had a mixed bag. So I've bought it and it's been terrible. And I've also seen it and bought it and it's been amazing. I think it's very mixed bag. It just depends like if they can fight into it or not. Some games they can't kill it, like just because of the nature of your team.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like if there's a bunch of melees, it's good, but I don't know. Like don't pick it when you have like a Drow Luna. Like it was just like, oh, there's 100 gold. Pachoo, 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 dead. Like it was just easy, but
yeah, I will say I think my official answer for this, the most slept on ags, Skyrath. Skyrath ags. If
that is it, that is not slept on. Every time I go up against Skyrath, dude, that is the best fucking ags ever.
Okay. All right, I apologize then. So what okay.
Slept on is
no, Puck Ags isn't slept on.
Slept on would be exactly what he said. Like Centaur's axe came out, everyone was like, "Whoa, you can run over impassable terrain." Gone completely
Nobody
away.
cares about that part though.
It's all about the DR. I know, the damage reduction. And then it came back in a different purpose.
I mean, most of the ags that aren't bought are the ags that suck. Like to be honest, like I think I really don't know. Like people skip Lena Eggs a lot nowadays in pro games and stuff, but even that, like, it's situational now. I think people overuse. Can I use the opposite and cheat?
Yeah, sure.
The opposite. People buy Treant Ags all the time in pubs, but in pros you never see it. In high tier pubs you never see it. It's like
You see them going support items. You see them going like
Because
Solar Crest or.
Treant Ags is the most overrated crap in the entire game, and it's so bad.
I want to provide a counterpoint to your point.
No.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
I know. Continue.
Treant Ags is good against people who aren't going to buy a gem and a quell.
It's not that though.
It is that, dude. Are you
Okay.
kidding me? You think a pro team's gonna let you get up a million trees in the forest?
Well,
no way.
That is a big part of it, yes. But the other big part of it is similar to a Naga Siren or an Alchemist. You are taking farm away from your team. But unlike those heroes, you're a freaking treant, dude. You're not like an actual important hero. You're a guy that disables. Right?
And like even if you have AC, even if you have Radiance or whatever the fuck you decide to build with all your gold,
farming everything,
you're still not a good hero.
Yeah, and then your carry has like 200 less GPM because their jungle never exists because you're some dumb 5-position treant that has like brown boots Ags, and that's the most tilting thing in the world.
I need like a hero list here real quick because I feel like this one.
I'm looking at mine right now.
Because I need to.
Looking at like most people build the Ags that are good.
You know what I think is in. I think Enigma. Seeing his ability to farm is incredible, is an underutilized Ags that we may see come back.
People build it though.
People do build it. People do build it. God damn, I don't know.
Most of them are just good and people buy them or not. Disruptor Ags, I feel like is underutilized.
I don't even know how it works.
It applies a mute.
Oh yeah, you can't BKB.
So yeah. And I think it might do a little more damage or something like that.
I feel like Timber Saw Ags should be a must instead of a maybe.
Yeah, that is true.
Like that Ags is I'm gonna make your ultimate twice. Okay, what's your official answer?
Naga Siren Ags.
What does it do?
It adds 8% health regen for your entire team in the AoE per second while using song. And it's awkward to use, and people don't play support Naga as much as they used to. And
it's
even
still good though.
Popular, but it's really good.
You can get set up.
Naga
really
Axe
nicely.
is quite good, very strong. It's like a super Greaves, but it's hard to get, and like there's so many better items. That's the problem. Like people transition nowadays. They play like Naga Siren support, but they have like Iron Talon, Brown Boots, and a Medallion, and then they get a Midas. And then eventually they get Radiance if the game goes late enough. So like, why would you build Ags? But Naga Ags is quite good.
Ags is quite good. Okay, let's go ahead and take our next caller. It is Kuma Mizu. Let's see your MMR here. What's your MMR?
With a related question, he is at 2.
You're 2K MMR. Kuma, what is your question?
Well, perfectly on topic, thank you, Ursi, with the Ags discussion. I was
unintentional, I promise, but I'm happy with how it went.
Yeah, so I did some research, and out of the 113 heroes in Dota, 96 have Ags, and 17 do not.
Yep.
Which means Arc Warden, Broodmother, Clinks, DP, Dragon Knight, Ember, Io, Medusa,
Slark.
Monkey King, PA, Slardar, Spectre, TA, Terrorblade, Troll, and Underlord. Slark has an Ags. It just makes his ult in AoE. If you can make an ult...
Oh my god. Okay, will you read that list one more time?
Okay.
Because my idea was for Slark.
Arc Warden, Brood, Clinks, Death Prophet, Dragon Knight, Ember Spirit, Io, Medusa, Monkey King, Phantom Assassin, Slardar, Spectre, Templar Assassin, Terrorblade, Troll Warlord, and Underlord.
Okay.
Do you want me to answer?
Some of those make sense. Yeah, go ahead, Ursi.
Okay, so my thought process behind this is that some heroes, even if they had a great Ags, it just would not be able to fit into their build. Like TA, maybe she'd have a cool Ags, but realistically, it'd be so awkward to fit into her build. I would never build it. Unless it was like, you kill everybody every time you get near them. Like, yeah, sure, maybe that. But any reasonably balanced Ags, I would never build on TA. So my answer, officially speaking, is Death Prophet. I think Death Prophet could have a cool Aghanim Scepter if it gave her more control over her ult, and maybe, let's say, let's see. I need to look it up. How long does her ult last for?
I don't know. No idea.
I can. If you guys want to keep.
All right, no, I'm looking it up. I have a push to talk on. So I would make Death Prophet's ult. Okay, so Death Prophet's ult lasts for 35 seconds. I would make her Ags. You would buy it, and it would make it so your ult, instead of being 35 seconds long, is, let's see, 3 charges of 12 seconds, and you are able to pull it in and pull it out at will. And so you would be able to, similar to actually how Life Siphon or Spirit Siphon works, you'd be able to
100%.
pop your ult for a single skirmish fight and then pull it back in and then get the heal from it. Maybe let's say we'd mitigate the heal a little because that might be a way OP.
It would have to be like how long it was out is how much you're going to get healed. Like if you have a full duration out, it's going to heal you to full.
The heal is relative to damage done. That's how the heal works from Death Prophet, Death Prophet's ult. So
Wow.
I guess it would probably be balanced because if you're only out for 10 seconds or 12 seconds, it may not have done a lot of damage. But that way, you could build her and you can go like Phase, Veil, Yules, and then
She has room for an
Octarine
Ags.
Ags or something. Yeah, she has, exactly. She has room for it. So that
Yeah.
would be cool. And then I'd make it like she could skirmish and then she could hard push. And if you wanted your old Ags back, you'd still just use all 3 in order and chain them. I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Okay, so mine is Underlord. I feel like an Aghanim should allow him to TP to creeps and cut down how long it takes. So, like, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. So, and there are some Ags that are good things or bad things. I can't think of examples, but like,
What do you mean?
make it so it doesn't take as long.
Double-edged sword kind of thing?
Yeah, like sometimes
Like
you want to like
Batrider
start
Axe?
your it's like sometimes you want to start your ult and you want to be like, hurry guys, everybody come, so like we can go. But if like it was going really quickly, you'd want to make sure everybody was already set up, right? If like you got nags on Underlord and it made it so that your ult went quicker, you know what I mean?
And
And
like
also,
situational things.
yeah,
Or
so
maybe
situational.
Like, it turned it to like a toggle where like you could press it again to teleport there instead of waiting for the direction.
Oh, that's cool. That's
That
a good
would be
idea.
OP. That would be the most OP thing in the entire world.
Well,
You just
what
pick
I'm getting
Underlord
at
against every-
is that you can go
Okay,
on
so-
creeps. Is that you can go on creeps with the Ags. So you
already
don't have to
can.
go
It's
to
friendly.
you don't have to go to fount. You don't have to go to like towers or shrines. You could go on a creep, a
Yeah, like
creep
Kuma
wave
said,
or
you can
something
already
like
do
that.
that.
Yeah, it's friendly unit.
But okay, so let me just point out why that would be
Then-
the OP thing in the entire world. You would play Underlord. You would go something like Iron Talon, Mana Boots,
I'm
and
gonna
maybe
think of
like
something
finish
else.
mech. And then what you would do is you would go Ags, Blink, and you'd do this against teamfight comps. So they'd have like, let's say, Enigma, Magnus, and a Gyrocopter, and like an Ember Spirit with whatever, and a Disruptor. They would pop all 4 of your guys, and then you would just start channeling your ult as Underlord, blink in, TP your entire team away, and then you'd push again because they use all their ults. Like, that would be crazy.
That is not true, Kuma. Am
that
I
not true?
just
I think-
crazy?
Opens the Dark Rift at the targeted friendly unit's position. After a short delay, Underlord and all nearby friendly heroes are teleported to that unit's location. I've seen it done to dominated creeps, so I think it should.
Okay, So mine, I'm gonna take PA then, and I'm gonna say that she doesn't have space for it. 100% evasion.
Oh,
I mean, that
God.
sucks. I would
So-
definitely
no,
the worst
so you-
tags in the world.
So you have to. I mean, she still has to spend 4,200 gold to get there, and now you have to get an MKB, and then people would learn finally how to play against PA. That's my
Yeah.
idea.
I guess it would make it
Alright.
so Silver Edge carriers wouldn't work against her, but you can't purge Silver Edge debuff anyway. So
No, it would.
I mean-
Silver Edge would still work. It would take off her 100%
then that's the
evasion.
worst thing in the entire world.
Well,
I'm
don't
sorry.
get it if they have Silver Edge. You know what I mean? Don't get your axe
Don't
on
worry.
PA.
Yeah.
It's an ags. You know, you don't always get it.
Yeah, you'd never get it. That would be, that'd be the answer to that question.
Okay, and then one more Broodmother. If Broodmother has ags,
Actually, I have an example for that.
I can I go with my idea,
Yeah,
please? I feel a
go
little
for it.
cramped here.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry, we're just crapping
I'm
on
feeling
everyone's
a little bit cramped. If I would love for Broodmother to have a web bot lane and a web top lane, and even if it was like a 3-second cooldown or something, like a burrow ability.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know what I mean? Like with the Ags, where she can burrow to her webs. And so you don't have to be so committed to one lane. You still have the same amount of webs. You still have a maximum of 8. If you get that talent, you have a maximum of 16. But basically making it so it's still disadvantageous because your spiderlings couldn't use it, right? But Broodmother could. Broodmother could burrow her way to another lane if she had the web there. All right, sorry, Kuma.
Oh, no problem. I don't mean to crowd you.
Yeah, you're cramping my style a little bit, but it's okay. I got it back.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
A brood eggs would be, it could turn spawn spiderlings into like an additional on-hit effect, where it would, sort of similar to Spectral Dagger on Scepter, it would like leave a small AoE of spin web around that hero. And she could like stay invis, and auto-attacking that hero would reapply the debuff.
That's cool.
Like, I think it'd be interesting, but I'm worried that she just get popped so easily because she has to be in this AoE.
There was a Reddit suggestion. There was a big Broodmother thread like a couple weeks ago, and they were saying it'd be cool to have her, whether as an Aghanims or as a rework for her ult. They would have it so you could basically take in whatever spiderlings you have spawned, and based on the amount of spiderlings you were taking in to the Broodmother, you would gain damage and attack speed, let's say, or any probably damage and attack speed. That's the most balanced stat that you gain. It'd be interesting. I feel like Broodmother's so finicky balance wise that you really don't want to do like it'd be really easy to make Broodmother the scourge of the entire world, and we don't want to get back to that point.
I liked that point with my 70% Broodmother win rate. I love Broodmother too. I squashed her. I squashed her on my what type of boot was I wearing? I squashed her on my phase boots today.
Oh yeah, I think nobody likes to play a game where it's like, oh, they last pick blank hero, we lost. Like, people don't like to lose at draft, and that's a lose at draft kind of hero. Meepo's the same way, and that's my big problem with Meepo.
Yeah, for sure. Whoa, we're running low on time. We're running way low on time. All right, Kuma, thank you. Interesting questions. Like you a lot. All that. Goodbye.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
guys.
Okay, our next question is coming from Garabaggio. His MMR is 2430. Garabaggio, what is your question?
Unmute him.
I thought I did.
Is he muted?
He has himself muted. He has himself.
I figured out.
Okay,
this
what's
is
the
probably
question?
the worst one for low time, but when is it acceptable to stop performing the duties of your role and pass them off to another person to ensure you're effective in a match? For example, like when should a support say somebody else start buying wards? I need a glimmer or a ghost scepter so I can get my spells off before I die.
Yeah, it's a good question. That's actually a problem we have constantly. Like, well, not we specifically, but people in Dota have constantly. And I would say the correct answer to that question is basically if you are falling significantly behind and somebody has the capability to do it in a realistic fashion, right? So if your team has 4 cores and they're all really close to items, then you should probably still suck it up and be buying the wards. But if your team has 4 cores and one of them is 6 slotted, or one of them has just gotten an item and has a little extra gold and you're close to something, then ping like, I am, like, whatever, I forget the exact response, but you ping, you alt-click your item and it says, I am 125 gold from Ghost Scepter, and then ping like, we need wards, or say, hey, Alk, you have 1 billion gold, please buy us a few wards. So that's kind of my official response. In a pub, obviously, it's a crapshoot if people are actually going to do that. But it is, if you cease to be effective, right, you know, you need to do something. And sometimes that means farming or not buying wards, or buying less wards of certain kinds, or, you know, whatever, or buying less dust and more sentries, or telling your offlaner to buy dust, stuff like that. So you got to do what you got to do, but sometimes, you know, you got to suck it up and still be the poor guy.
Yeah.
If you go super late and you see an alchemist and he's just like buying ags, like be like, yo, alchemist, I need to get items. You're buying every single sentry and every single obs from here on out. Like when you hit the super late game, there's somebody on the team that should be buying that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just played an 80-minute game, and the Spectre was just buying all the wards, because obviously.
And just dropping them, and you just drop them.
Yeah.
Just drop them.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is just, I have so much of it. Just here, take it. I don't even need it. Like, here, you poor support. You know, I'm a philanthropist type thing. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Good question. I
Yeah, indeed.
see that constantly. Everybody.
I do
messes
see
up.
that constantly. Good old Lieutenant Condor calling in. Lieutenant Condor is climbing at a crazy fast pace. Lieutenant Condor, you're 2323 MMR. What's your question?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. I'm gonna have to make this quick. I just got called up for Defense Fleet. But my question was: is that my MMR, is it viable to form a team? If you can, how do you do it? And is there any tournaments I could play in with a team?
Go to DotP, find some good people that you like. Go to 82L, sign up. It's totally viable because it's going to teach you some communication skills. You're going to work on your roles. There's no better motivation than like, I'm the mid. And then you're going to be like, I guess I have to play mid because I need to practice for my team. Like, I just have to play mid now because I have a team and we're going to play sometime. So I need to practice as a mid. That is super vital. I don't care if you're 0 MMR. It's going to get you, like, if you're, especially if you're wanting to, motivate. Thank you. Especially if you're wanting to, like, vice grip down on which role you are. Do that. Form a team.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's even if you're not going in tournaments, even if you're just like a group of 5 people that every week at blank time on blank day you play pubs. That is the best way, I would say, to accelerate your growth, especially in specific roles. If you have a good group of 5 that either is playing in amateur tournaments like 82L, or there are other ones, I off the top of my head don't know them since I don't play tourneys right now. But it's a good way to focus, and you get a good, once you start meshing with your 4 other teammates, or 5, let's say you have a stand-in player, then you really you begin to work off each other and notice the good things they do, and they can notice the bad things you're doing, and you build that rapport that allows you to be productive and learn quickly and efficiently. And it's really good. Highly recommend. Especially you don't have to play tournaments. That's what I really want to stress. Just find 4 people you like and play pubs and say, all right, I'm going to play the support, you're going to play the mid, yada yada yada, and grow together compared to growing alone. Also, do it with people you already like. That's definitely
make sure you like them. Don't get some 3K ringer or something like that.
Yeah, definitely not. That's the big mistake.
Even if you're sacrifice, even if they're 1400 MMR and you're a 2K team, if you like them, grow with them. I'll tell you, there's no better way to hate somebody than be on a team with them. And be forced to play with them, and just you always do the checks. So you're last week, how do you think Ursi did? And they're like, I thought he did really well. And you're like, me too. Yeah, I thought he did really well as well. There's no problems with Ursi. Between me and him, we're fine. We're fine. But then you find the other person that doesn't like him, and you're like, yeah, talking shit time. Here we go. But
that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely don't do that, and don't do the ringer thing. It's a very common mistake, I would say. Amateur teams that I've coached and been on, for that matter, is if you're a 4K team and you have one 5K guy, they're like, oh man, he's way good and he carries us. That's a toxic environment inherently, because even if he or she is the nicest person in the world, you're not on an even playing field, and it's always a weird dynamic if you're asking that person oh, what should I do, because it's just not a good social dynamic. It's not good for growth, right? I want to have 5 people that are ballpark the same MMR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Thanks. That important.
All right. Can't wait.
Guys.
Can't wait for when you're a general, sir. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, this is very quick. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that's fine. Thank you.
Goodbye. All right. Last caller, Kruger. MMR 4100. Kruger, what is your question?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you
Not
doing?
too much.
I'm doing good, except
Good.
I'm a CM spammer now, so that's my life. At this
Good for you.
I've been
You're
playing a
climbing.
lot too. I feel you.
Yeah.
You're
So
climbing
my
and
question
climbing.
is about that as well.
Okay.
I want to ask. I know you're pressed on time, so I'm just gonna cut you off.
Roland's exaggerating, but please.
Yeah. We are pressed on
So, how would you guys complete your ideal team with a CM first pick and then counter pick it afterwards?
Oh, okay. So I will say, let's see. I want to pull up a recent CM game just to brainstorm a little. So CM, you want to have heroes that can work with the extra mana and use it effectively, right? So you don't want a hero like a Wraith King. Actually, Wraith King is a good example. You want to hear that has a ton of mana regen already. So if I'm playing CM, I want to have a team that's like an off lane of Baden so that he can have a lot of mana to dominate his lane. And then or an Axe, also a very strong offlaner with CM. My other support would be some roamer that requires mana. And Pudge is good. Kunkka is good.
Awesome.
Kunkka's out of favor.
CM. Pudge is awesome with CM.
Monkey King also very good. You want to have also somebody that can have secure stuns, not somebody that doesn't have a stun, because as great as roots are, you don't want to have the problem where it's like, okay, well, we rooted him, but then he BKB'd, and now my support is like, Kunkka, who does nothing, right? You want to have something that has some degree of skirmish and ability to deal with things. Then safe lane wise, yeah, Kunkka actually sucks. I don't know why I'm bringing up Kunkka so much. I really like him. But he's actually fine with CM. And then safe lane wise, I'd pick something like a Juggernaut. Juggernaut CM is a classic combination for good reason, right? He needs mana regen. She provides it. They have great kill potential in lane. Then mid lane's pretty open. I would like maybe mid lane's very open.
Storm Spirit. I love hitting level 10 and getting my +3 mana, and then also having 2.5 or actually 3 from CM, so I get 6 just from talent and CM. So
SF is also a very good mid laner because he can skip bottle if you have CM. It's a pretty common practice to skip bottle anyway nowadays with Shrine and all that, but if you have a CM, you can definitely skip bottle, and that accelerates his growth. But mid is probably the most open of the lanes if you really want to optimize a CM team.
Yeah, I can't think of... So my only difference is I was going to say Jug as well for safe lane, because there's nothing better than somebody frozen and being spun on and then being slowed after, because her abilities work really well with Jug, but they also work really well with Ursa, and Ursa needs mana. So if you want to do like that level... So by level 2 on Ursa, you do the Q Fury Swipes, so you can slow on Ursa... and then Fury Swipe. You don't even need your Empower, whatever, to attack super fast.
Yeah.
Like, you can basically just kill them in 4 or 5 hits as Ursa anyway. So, Ursa would work as a safe laner, but he's not as good as Jug and much more niche. And then, I'd say in the off lane, something with a low mana pool. That's what you're getting at. You're not saying, Yeah.
Like something that can make
goes,
use of it, basically.
Yeah, Axe is super good because you can just battle hunger, I guess, a bunch. Underlord.
Well, I mean, that helps.
Well, that's what you're doing. You're battle hungering and you're calling people, as often as you can.
I mean,
and that way at level 10, you don't have to get your talent, that +3 mana talent. You can take the alternative, which is like damage plus 75 damage.
Yeah, 60 damage or something.
Or 60 damage.
I think, so basically, like to kind of wrap up the building with a CM, you want to pick heroes that have mana problems and have good skills, because they won't have those mana problems because you have your CM, especially nowadays that everybody maxes CM aura first. So it's kind of like a natural way to counter their mana problems and let them really excel. So a hero like Clockwork is another good example, right? A Clockwork has to be a little careful with his mana if he wants to be spamming cogs to zone out the safe laner. But if you have a CM on your team, freaking go for it, dude. Like, you can just cogs constantly. I just played my Clockwork game with a CM on my team, and I was amazed that I just had a billion mana at all times. Against a CM, I would say, I mean, it's a little harder to pick up.
Nyx Assassin. Nyx to Carapace. Bounty Hunter. Ricky. Pretty much anything that can find her in the jungle and just ka-chink and kill her.
I mean,
she's weak.
Yes and no. I mean, so you want to things to scale, right? Like, building around just picking off CM in the jungle, like, she's just going to go back to lane and she'll just lane support.
For sure.
I would say if you're trying to beat out a CM team, you want to have these heroes like Ursa or Nyx, or Lifestealer, I should say, that are very skirmishy and they can constantly fight, and they have a natural way to mitigate her CC. Natural BKB builders also. And just people that can pop her immediately, right? That's always the classic issue on CM, is you have 500 health and it's like, Storm zips on you and you're dead.
I feel like PA is good against CM as well. Like,
great,
she freezes you and then you're just like, hua blink, and just...
Incidentally, she's good with CM too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very good with CM.
Then you kind of double down on being squishy, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kruger, thank you so much for your question, as always. And we will talk to you hopefully next week.
Hopefully.
We'll find out.
We'll see if the world's still around. Okay, Ursi, we're going to need you to use those plugs with your mouth. Don't plug your mouth,
Okay.
open it, but give us them plugs.
All right, so you can support us on Defense of the Patience at Patreon. Jesus Christ, off to a good start. Patreon.com/Defense of the Patience. Support us there, get your rewards or whatever. You can watch our videos, watch our podcast if you prefer on youtube.com/.ptv1. All kinds of content there. We stream regularly. Roland streams every day. I stream more often now than I did before on twitch.tv/.ptv. And we also have a Twitter. I'm at Ursinity. You can catch me there. You can catch Roland and everybody else at .p_show. And we have other things. What other things do we have, Roland?
We got a YouTube channel /.ptv1. We got a Twitch channel. We got a Patreon.
In-houses.
We got
In-houses are coming back next week. So today, you're listening to this on Tuesday, whatever the day's date is, May
9th. May 9th.
Yeah, May 9th. So we're doing the giveaway, which will be at 9 Eastern, I believe, on Wednesday tomorrow. And then we are doing our Wednesday tomorrow, yes. And then the week after that, in-houses resume. We also stream, of course, this show at 9 Eastern on Mondays because it's the Tuesday Q&A, but we got to record on Mondays, obviously. And that's, I think that's all I'm going to plug.
For sure.
I'm sure I missed something, but whatever.
So remember
Our website.
Oh, our website, defenseofpatience.com. Looks sick. You can order swag. You can order coffee cups. We have merch. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's super easy. So remember, you have questions, but we own a robot.